Welcome back, everyone, to Pontus Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 4, Episode 1 of Dune by Gale Force 9, and we are jumping right into our gameplay. We just finished our setup round video, and if you want to go check that out. So we are playing with the four factions of the Ixians, the Tililaxu, the Bene Gesserit, and the Spacing Guild. So we've got all of those set up. I'll kind of go through each faction one by one on the turn and deep dive in it, but we're going to jump right into gameplay here, go right into the sequence of play, and we'll get things started. Before we do, quick shout out to this channel's sponsor, Pontus Fathom Press. We've got the Alchemy and Anthroposophy in the Dune Saga hardcover edition. This makes a great book for any Dune fan. If you clicked on this, you probably like Dune board games. We play a lot of Dune, Gale Force 9, Dune Imperium on the channel. We've also done miniature paintings of Dune, so you can go check that out. But if you really want to support us, check out our bookstore. I'll be reading through some examples of these different podcasts that we've done here around the Dune saga. So not only the original Dune book, but Dune Messiah, Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune. Go check it out. You can also check out our Patreon for as little as $1. You can be on top of our upcoming gameplay for A Song of Ice and Fire, Joan of Arc, and Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. So go check it out. Thanks for your support to all of our Patreons and our subscribers. Let's jump into round number one. So first off, we got the storm phase. So obviously we're playing this as a simulation. We've got 4 players on the board, so we won't have all of that intrigue and subterfuge that goes on, but I will randomly use the storm decks to count, and then basically we will take the storm tracker. We will go starting with player 1, who will be the Ixians. We go 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, 18, and then another 12. Okay, so the storm is going to be right here on the Patsy Mesa, near the Red Chasm in the Minor Erg right here. So we got a storm placed there. So that's our first storm phase. Then going forward, I believe that we will use our cards for that. We got our tracker right here as well. We put that Dune Sandworm card there. We can have one here. Next up is we're going to go into the Spice Blow and Nexus phase. So the top card of the Spice deck is turned over for the Spice Blow. So let's take a look at and we can shuffle these up quickly. And our first card is Cielago North. Cielago North is where the Spice Blow will be. So we'll put that there. Cielago North is here. And we're going to put 8 spice on that space. So 5. Cielago North. Right here. Okay, so we've got our Spice Blow. Next up, we're going to move us to the Chome Charity phase. Chome Charity. Players with 0 or 1 spice may claim a Chome Charity. And I believe that the only player that has no spice or 1 spice, no one has 1 spice, so Chome Charity is moved out. We advance us into our bidding phase. Now we can bid to acquire treachery cards. And what I'm going to do just to simulate that instead is I'm just going to give everyone a treachery card. And we can go through that with each faction. Next up, we'll go to our revival phase. There are no players or leaders in the axolotl tanks. So now we can go into shipping and movement. And this is where we're going to really start going into each player. So we started out with the Ixian player. Let's kind of check out the Ixian's card. We've got the Ixian house card. It says the Ixians are the cyborg Prince Rombar of House Veneris. Leads the Ixians, masters of manufacturing and technologies only they know how to deploy. Strategy: you are handicapped by having weaker forces than in the half-strength suboids, but you can make up for it in the bulk of your normal forces. You have no regular source of spice income. However, tactical placement of your hidden mobile stronghold can position you to acquire spice left behind on the planet. You also have an advantage over other factions because you have the treachery cards are in play, and you can mix in or suppress certain cards after the bidding. Okay, so let's go ahead and introduce our characters also. So we've got the Sitar Pilaru for 5. We've got Tessia Venerius for 5. We got Dominic Vernius for 4. We've got Kamar Pilaru for 1. And we've got Kyla Vernus for 2. So those are our sort of our leaders. So let's go ahead and we'll move our harvester. Let's see what else we can do here with our Ixian card. So our Ixian card says, after the first storm move, place your hidden mobile stronghold, pointing it at a sector in any non-stronghold territory. Okay, so here we are. Before the storm doors die, you can move this three spaces. So let's go and move it 1, 2, 3. So we're going to move it to here, and we're going to move closer to that spice blow. Oh, I can just move through the spice and I automatically collect 2 spice. So that's interesting. So that's cool. So I've gone ahead and moved my Ixians. And we've got our units already on the mobile stronghold here. So that'll be that for the Ixian deep dive. We'll go into our other characters normally. So we have the Spacing Guild is up next. Spacing Guild, they're holding 2x siege. And what we'll do is we will, actually we're going to go ahead and move one of these. Let's see, movement. I just want to double check on the movement rule here. If you go into the main rule book here, just want to see battles, storm phase, force movement. So they can move that one. He's going to move this one force out because I want him to go and try to collect that storm also, that spice. Next up, we're going to have the Tlilaxu. Tlilaxu, they're off-world. So let's bring the Tlilaxu. At the start of the game, you can select... let's see... How do we bring our forces down here? For movement, off-world forces, player must pay spice to the spice bank for their shipment. The cost of shipping off-plant reserves is 1 spice per force. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll play 5 spice, and we will pay that 5 spice, and we're going to get 5 of our units, and we're going to blast the Tlilaxu right into, let's bring them right into Carthag. I'm going to beam them right into Carthag here and drop them down. Okay, and then next up, lastly, we'll have our Bene Gesserit. I did grab the Treachery card for the Bene Gesserit, but one thing we have to do for Bene Gesserit is grab Prediction. And I've separated these out randomly to have a prediction house and a prediction number from the two parts of the deck. And so now that we have that, we'll shuffle those up. And I won't even look at them. So we'll have the Bene Gesserit sort of like a secret. Let's see if we can predict who's going to win this. We'll just kind of keep it interesting for us, even for us playing. And finally, for the Bene Gesserit, they will also bring down a force. They will bring down 5 forces as well. And they'll bring them to Erekeen. Actually, they'll bring them to Sietch Tibar. I'm going to bring these down to Sietch Tibar right here. And that's going to cost them their 5 spice as well. So everyone is on the board. That's pretty much going to wrap up round number 1. We'll see you in round number 2. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next round. Oh yeah, before we do, a quick shout out to the book. I want to show you like one of the first lectures that we have in this podcast is Frank Herbert's Dune of Worms, Water and Life in Jungian Alchemy. We've called this episode The Alchemy of Dune in honor of the book. And if you look at this origin of Jungian alchemy, we start to see this idea of Frank Herbert is influenced by psychological types. So Carl Jung, the psychologist, Carl Jung, he came up with this idea of psychological types. And what Frank Herbert did when he wrote Dune was he would think about Harkonnen as an archetypal villain. And he would think about Leto as like the archetypal father. And he would think of Paul as the hero's journey. And so he crafted all of those characters. This is why those characters are so convincing in the saga. So if you'd like to know more about that, go check out the bookstore in the link. Makes a great gift for a Dune fan. And other than that, we will see you in round number 2. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.